Welcome, everybody, back to another
Oh,
episode
didn't
of
you
Bikini Bottom Inquirer. Now, I thought my goal was I was just going to do it really quickly so you couldn't do one of your funny or bombastic bits.
I didn't even tell that. I couldn't even tell that you turned it on. But
So I can get one intro in here. There's
SpongeBob, Johnny Bravo kicking by the beach bar, DJ making me feel like a big star.
go ahead.
okay. Welcome, everybody, to Bikini Bottom Inquirer. My name is Chester Liddon, and welcome to the premiere, the only SpongeBob podcast on the internet.
Only
There isn't
one.
any other ones. There isn't any other ones. I've done some searching on Spotify. There's nothing. It's just us.
What about on YouTube?
Who cares about YouTube?
I personally don't listen to my podcasts on Spotify, so I don't know. But
Oh, you're one of those Apple Podcast bros? Think you're
No,
better than
I-
everyone?
just listen on YouTube.
Oh.
I don't really use audio platforms for my podcast.
BJ told me a story of discovering that we were on Spotify when we released like a brand new episode. And, like we said at the very start of it or something. And he was like, oh, great. I'm like jumping around cities. I'm flying all over the place. I was listening to this on Spotify. And then he waited like 3 days for it to come out. And I was like, I don't think it's coming out on Spotify. And so
Well, I
then
saw that
listened to
he
it
had
on-
commented something about that. He didn't say the part about how he didn't think it was coming out. You handle all of that in the back end. I've never messed with Spotify, so
Sometimes things just break up on Spotify. It's fun.
You dropped the ball.
I did. That you know what? That's my fault. I was busy. I was too busy playing Peak every single night for the past multiple
I was
weeks.
about to say, how has your week been? We haven't really touched base too much these last 2 weeks or so since we've
Yeah, I feel like we've both been pretty busy. I've been smashing out
Yeah.
the last of the book. The book's on the chair back there. Got the first print copy to review, and there's a few things that I'm changing with it, and should be launching next week, and then launching audiobook a little bit later. But yeah, been smashing through that, playing heaps of Peak, and having so many clients, and then recording audio drama with BJ, my brother, and a friend of ours. We recorded for like 8 hours to get three episodes done
a whole
on one
shift
day.
right
So
there.
yeah, and then baby showers yesterday. I'm just like, what is this adult life I'm living? Take me back. I need to go and record my SpongeBob podcast.
I feel like that all the
I
time.
don't want this shit.
Yeah. I'm not married, but my cousins, we've talked about all the time, you know, when I first moved back out here to the state that I'm in, because I spent like 9 years in a different state. When I first moved back out here, they were still single. We would have like weekly gaming nights, and we didn't even have to make plans. We just knew to show up. And now they have wives and children, and that doesn't happen anymore.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's one of the things that we used to do, these very big group recordings of like 8 people. And now most of those, and back then all those people like were single or just dating or anything like that.
Yeah.
And now multiple of them have children. They're all married, and it's like
Probably little
I
children.
can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. And I also just like
To have a
it's the reason
child.
why it's the reason I write books. It's like I cannot be bothered with group dynamics. I hate gossip. I hate all that stuff. And it's like
always gossiping.
I could do without friends. I'll just write.
Well, I mean, realistically, my only friends are my cousins and you. So
Hey.
you're my best friend, Chester.
Yeah, you doing? How you doing? Don't
Am I
worry
doing?
about it. I'm just that crazy Australian guy. Apparently, you've now said I have good hair. I was working with a client who, like, we were sitting here.
I think I
working,
made a couple comments, yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking, and he was like, I feel like you and I, and we were working on like a really intense podcast episode about a guy that like lost his child. And we had been sitting through it for like an hour and a half, and he turned to me, and we're having like quite a deep discussion after, and he was like, I think you and I are the same, the same kind of like spirits type of thing. It's like
So
your
we
spirit
basically the
is
same
a 6
thing
foot, your spirit's like a 6'5", like 6'5" man with amazing hair. I'm a much shorter man with not so great hair. But I feel like spirit-wise, we're very similar. I was like, what if everyone bringing up my
That's
I didn't think
literally
it was that good. Oh.
that's literally like what I said at one of the first episodes of this podcast. I said we're the same. You're you and I'm me, and I described it a lot like that. Like, you have great hair, I look like I do. It's literally how I described our dynamic. So you just have that effect on people.
I have hair envy.
Hair envy, yep.
Envy.
And accent envy, yeah.
Accent heavy? Dude, I can't even record...
Accent envy.
Yeah, envy. I can't even record my own damn book, audiobook, because I know everyone will be listening to it and be like, why the fuck is there an Australian man reading me this bullshit? Where is this?
Pay
we get
me
that
and
on
I'll
the
do it.
podcast. I don't want an American either. Get out of here.
For the freaking Americans.
Heck
So, I want to quickly speed run
Stories
a
of
show
the
and
week.
tell here real quick.
Oh, show and tell. Show you.
Just because if you didn't watch the last episode,
Fan favorite moments. Yeah.
it was all about VHS tapes, Nickelodeon VHS tapes. And after having edited that video and having to look at it over and over and over as I'm editing it, I caved and I picked up a few things, and I just wanted to show you what I got here. Still waiting on one that I already showed Chester that I'd ordered. I did end up ordering what's it called? Interview with a Campfire. All grown up. One that you were like, are you mocking me? And,
I wanted it so bad, but it's like $70 in America or whatever it was.
yeah, I got part of the problem was the one that we looked at, and like there was only like 3 available on eBay. Two of them were sealed, and the other one was not, and that's the one I ordered, and it was a little bit cheaper. But
Yep.
Australia, I had this one order that was very good. We'll start with the Rugrats tapes here.
I'm interested to see this.
They were packaged immaculately. Each one has its own individual plastic sleeve. So we got Rugrats Phil and Lil Double Trouble, and this one has Baby Commercial, Twins Peak, The Unfair Pair, and Together at Last. And to be honest, the only one I can recall off the top of my head is Baby Commercial.
Baby Commercial is great.
It's been so long since I watched
Twins
it.
Peak.
Yeah, these 2 tapes are from like 96. So they've got a lot of the
Twins.
older episodes on them. Twins Peak. Yeah, I don't remember that one either. But we got A Baby's Gotta Do What a Baby's Gotta Do.
The slogan.
It's got Monsters in the Garage, Touchdown Tommy, Let There Be Light, and The Inside Story. And The Inside Story is one of my favorite episodes ever. Like, as a kid, I really liked The Inside Story.
Those are some great episodes to have in a collection.
Yeah, that tape was a particular banger. And the reason I got so many from this person was because they were doing a buy 2 get 1 deal, and then they also gave me an extra coupon code, so I was like, gotta do it. And they had a lot of Rugrats specifically. So Rugrats Discover America.
I love Discover
It's
America
got
episode.
Discover America, The Jungle, Journey to the Center of the Basement, and Fair Play.
Journey to the Center of the Basement is also
Yeah, that's a
very top for me.
tier one. I also agree with that. And then we got, and this one's special. I'm gonna take it out of the plastic here because I say it's special. You and I talked about how
much we hated it.
the economy is skewed and people overcharge for stuff. Specifically for sealed tapes. I paid $10 for this one, and it's sealed. It's
Hanukkah.
a Rugrats Hanukkah was apparently $10 at Toys R Us. That's about what I paid for it now. It actually might have been less than $10, but so I've got a still sealed tape. The sticker's still on there, and
Wow.
I don't recall I was alive when VHS tapes were a thing, but I don't ever recall opening up a sealed VHS tape.
No, me neither. That's really cool. I really like the Hanukkah episode. It's one of those really interesting ones.
Anyways, you guys.
No, I thought it was really cool. Oh my god!
This tape is probably one of the most mass-produced Rugrats tapes there is, because this was $5 and I got it for free because of the buy two get one. This one, I'm sure you could find this one easy.
Dang.
So we got All Grown Up, and this one just came in yesterday. Decade in Diapers, the 2 volumes. I had to go for them, you know. It's a part of the channel lore now.
It's part of the channel lore. You have to redo your background.
Yeah, well, literally, I'm going to.
New VHS tape. That's awesome.
Back there. This one I got because it was there. I didn't grow up with this show, but it was a Nickelodeon tape, and Fairly Odd Parents, School's Out.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I'm adding it to the collection.
I got fucking.
This one's not a Nickelodeon tape, but I got it on there because it was like, it looked interesting and it was part of the sale. Sonic Christmas Blast. I have no knowledge of this whatsoever, but it looked vaguely interesting. So, and then the grand finale here. We got the 3 tapes. We got the three tapes that not the 3, the kind of tapes that I was really after. SpongeBob. So we got Nautical Nonsense, which something I realized was, you know, SpongeBob started in like 99. And tapes, this was like, there was 2 tapes that were first released. I think it was Nautical Nonsense and Sponge Buddies.
Yep.
And it didn't come out until 2002. So they didn't start releasing tapes until much later, which I think is why none of the SpongeBob tapes are orange.
Wait. 2002, that would be 3rd season?
Yeah.
Like so they're releasing season 1 episodes?
Well,
because movie was 2004.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily just season 1 episodes, it's just in general. They would like kind of do, like this tape has Rip Pants, SB129, Texas, Graveyard Shift, and Something Smells. So it's kind of like a mix of things in there.
Yeah.
But for some reason they waited a long time to start releasing SpongeBob tapes, it seems. And like I was saying, I think that's why none of them are orange. All the Rugrats tapes are orange. None of the SpongeBob tapes are orange.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And Graveyard Shift, one of my favorite SpongeBob episodes ever. So this one was from a different seller. It was actually a former rental. We got Bikini Bottom Bash. I really like the house party episode. I've already talked about my lore of it on the channel, but it was a former rental, which means it got a sticker on it and it's got writing on the end. I could easily clean it up. And then this was probably the most expensive tape. I think it was like $20, besides the All Grown Up one, which I don't have yet. Because, funny story, I sat there for like 5 days waiting for the guy to ship it, and I was like, all right, I'm going to confront him. I messaged him on eBay. I was like, I'm just seeing when you're planning on shipping it. And he got back to me right away, and he was like, yeah, sorry, I'm out of town. I'm actually on my honeymoon right now. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, totally understandable. You enjoy your honeymoon. I'll get my tape when you get back. So that's...
But yeah, post that right away, right? Yeah, when you get back. First thing.
And he said he would immediately when he got back. But we also got SpongeBob Goes Prehistoric, which I've also talked about my lore with that episode.
Yeah.
Good episode.
Good episode.
But what's interesting is, you know, that was a later episode, at least as far as that season goes. But first of all, whoever designed the box art was super, like, they didn't know what they were doing. Because, like, they put these screenshots of the episode that's with it. But for some reason, they totally screwed it up. It's like they have one for SpongeBob BC. And then Nature Pants is on this episode, but the picture is not from Nature Pants. And then Fools in April, and then the picture is from Nature Pants. Below that, and then I'm With Stupid, and the picture actually matches I'm With Stupid. So I don't know. Whoever was the graphic designer, they gave up.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was later in the It's got the new design of the shape. So,
Yeah, which I thought was just DVDs.
Yeah, no, it was also on the VHS, and I prefer the older style, classic hipster. Who needs normal? But I mean the sleek. It's like a sleeker look.
It's so clean,
not as
so fresh.
Cartoony. It's more like we're the modern Nickelodeon for the modern day. But yeah, that's my new Nick VHS collection that I had to rub in your face real quick.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will be sure to let you know when I order more, if I ever do.
You got a fair bit there. Like, that was a lot more than I was expecting.
Well, yeah, just purely because that sale, honestly. Otherwise, I would not have bought nearly that many. But I was like, I'm going to take advantage of it. And I regret nothing.
Stories from the week. Stories from the week.
That was...
You gave me a little snippet of everything that's gone wrong in your life recently. SMH.
You want me to go, or do you want to go?
Yeah, no, you go.
In general, technology has not been my friend this week. Even setting up for this episode, my camera was totally screwed up because I recently, as of this week, or as of the last couple weeks, because it's been a couple weeks since we've recorded, I dove back into the world of photography.
Yeah.
Because if any of you don't know, I don't know that I've said it in an episode, I used to be a photography student. That was what I was going for in my major. I grew up enjoying photography. I first got into it because there was a girl I liked in middle school that was into photography, and I was trying to
fair
impress her or relate to her or whatever, but it took on a life of its own in my heart. And I ended up, I've tried different things at school and they've not worked out, and I always wanted to do photography, but I didn't think about it. And then I ended up trying it and I liked it, but I fell out of the classes because I kind of realized that the college I was going to was not really a great school for photography in the first place, and getting a photography degree isn't necessarily the best use of my time or my money. So, but I ended up kind of falling down a rabbit hole of weird cameras online, like Kickstarter cameras and stuff. And it's kind of interesting that the weird world of photography is what's been pulling me back in, and I started messing with my camera again. I found a lens that you can get called a pocket dispo, that it's like a 3D printed thing that will fit into your the lens slot. I can't think of the technical term.
Yeah.
But it's they take a disposable camera lens.
Yeah, I've heard
build
that,
it into the 3D print thing, and the whole idea of that is interesting to me. I'm probably gonna get that for my birthday this month and mess with that. And then I've also discovered there's this whole world of people selling digital cameras that appear like they have the physical aspects of a disposable camera. There's one called a Camp Snap, and there's a few others too, where it's it's supposed to, there's no screen on it, it's supposed to function like a disposable camera, but it's digital, so you can keep taking photos or whatever. It's supposed to give your children that experience or whatever, and it applies a filter to make it look old or whatever, and it looks interesting. I don't think I'll buy one because it's a little bit expensive for what it is. And
just real quickly on cameras, there's one camera. So I've always been a Canon man for the longest time, till about 2015 or so. Nerd. 2019, 2020. That's when I stopped making films and all that. Moved out of that. Now I'm quite on the Sony train, just because I'm using a Sony camera for this one.
Which one do you have again?
This one is just a cheaper one. I think it's the A600, A700, something like that. Cost me $500, pre-owned on eBay. And it just handles ISO beautifully. It handles video so well compared to a Canon.
Well,
you're always fighting the ISO.
Right.
But if I was to do photography, and money wasn't a concern. It was like I was thinking, it's like if I was going on a trip to like Japan or something like that, I'd get a Leica SL2S, the mirrorless one. I love them. I like if it's $10,000 for a camera.
Is that the one that doesn't have the screen on the back? It just has that dial on the back or whatever.
Let me have a check.
Because there's one Leica that's there's one Leica that's like $10,000 and doesn't have a display. It functions kind of like a film camera, I guess.
But yeah, I think it like a SL2 dashes. But even if I was in the position to buy it, I don't think I would spend $10,000. It's got a full frame display.
I don't know.
I don't think I would.
If I was like you said, if money was never if money was not an issue, I would probably get one because I mean, it's just like it's a status symbol. Honestly,
it's Leica. Yeah, it's like I would rather have a Leica like around my neck than any type of chain or
exactly.
like Prada belt or I don't fucking know. Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. So I was I mean Sony is kind of it's honestly been driven to the top partially because just it's the best one when it comes to video, and the other ones can get close, but like with their autofocus and everything, it's just like it's hard to beat. But the weird world of cameras pulled me back in. I was looking at some Kickstarter stuff. I ended up finding this little camera that's like, it's called a pixelless camera, and it is a 0.0 something megapixel. Basically, it makes your photos look like pixel art, and it's very interesting. And I ended up backing it, and it should ship in a few months. So that's what I've been up to. I've been screwing up all my technology and diving back into the world of photography. You worked on your book. What else have you been up to?
I've been playing an ungodly amount of Peak with people on the Discord. Really, really enjoying it. It's heaps of fun. Working on the book. Test. Print one.
Is that a Game Boy back there? What am I looking at?
Down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my original
Why
Game
didn't
Boy.
you show that in Show and Tell? That would have been interesting.
I'm not a nerd. Silence,
You're like,
nerd.
oh, I have all this weeb stuff.
Silence, nerd. Silence.
Okay.
No, I've only ever used it to play. Like, I had one game on it when I was a kid. I had it at the same time as I had a DS, and that was like the Toy Story 2 or something.
Wow.
It's probably
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
But yeah, so this is I Am Monster. It's a book I've been working on for the past. I was saying in a little video I did with BJ that this was my writing exercise book, because this book's about 250 pages. This is the second book I've written. The first book I've written is about 700 pages. And I wrote this because I was the idea of going back and writing the second draft of the other one was way too, like, big and too intimidating.
Yeah.
So I wrote this as just like a writing exercise, and now it's been 6 months and 6 drafts.
Yeah, that's kind of been my problem, is just like I have the idea, but the idea, like the idea of sitting down and trying to work it all out and put it on paper and like organize all my thoughts, it's like it's intimidating.
Yeah. So it is very intimidating. It's because, well, it's partly because my writing style is something called, it goes under a few different names, but it's something along the lines of like discovery writing. So I go in with a concept, and the best way you can kind of understand it is Stephen King explains it like this, and he's explained this from someone else that he's heard it from. So it's like 2 authors down the line, but I know it from Stephen King, which is an author comes to like a black void with enough kindling and enough firewood on them that they light a fire in the void. And that's they come to the story with a basic idea. They come to it with a sentence, with a first chapter, with a kind of concept in mind. They light that fire, and it lights up enough that out of the black, people walk in. So fully formed characters come to the light, and they add their own firewood, and it grows until it's a bonfire, and then you can see everyone around the fire clearly. So it's the idea that as these characters will come to you fully formed as themselves, and you're not creating them, you are writing what they are saying to you. And when the story is done, they will have added so much that you can see everyone fully. You can see exactly the type of people that they are, and you can see the story fully. That's the way that I write. So what makes that intimidating is going back on a second draft, because you're like, I finished this book in a completely different place and mindset than I did at the start, which means the start is going to take a heap of work to get it into the position that the end is, because you have to add foreshadowing, you have to correct tone, you have to remove plot lines that prove to not be important.
That's kind of something that I've struggled with just writing videos with my documentaries, because it's like early on, and I mean even technically now, I never did a second draft. I just wrote it out, and I've kind of forced myself into second drafts where I just scrap the entire first draft and redo it. And it ends up being better for the most part, but just the idea of, okay, this is done, now go back and rework all of it, make it better. It's also just as intimidating as a book I could imagine would be. I mean, I feel like a book is probably more intimidating, but after you've already worked all that out.
It's the same thing for any creative endeavor, because you fear losing some type of magic that you captured the first time.
Right.
You fear you souring on it, on like the overall thing. You fear it becoming too big for you. Like there's a reality to like a lot of creative endeavors that I think about. It's just like, and I've come to a lot of them where like I'm not in a position of mental maturity enough to write this story properly. And it's happened a few times where it's just like, I'll come back to this in 10 years. I'm not in a place where I can do this well enough right now.
And that's kind of what I've done with my ideas. It's like maybe someday when I'm older and can maybe put... What are we doing?
My nose has been got broken when I was younger. And
mine's
so glasses
too.
don't sit on my face.
It never got broken.
We're the same person. We're the same.
Yeah, we are.
My brother threw a basketball at my face and it hit me, and I fell face first onto concrete.
Sick. Yeah, I don't know. I remember the time where we realized my nose was crooked, but as far as I know, I never broke it. So I don't know. It's one of those weird little things.
One of those little things.
I had a thought as we were talking about what we were talking about, and then you started adjusting your glasses, and it's out of my mind now. Screw you, dude.
Screw you. But yeah, so getting the last little bits of this done. My wife's reading through it now, and she's just leaving little notes because, I'm homeschooled, so I struggle with things. But realistically, it's mostly just like, find it. It's just stuff like this, which is put a comma here instead of a full stop.
Yeah.
Add a space here, and it's just stuff like
I've done that for my grandmother. My grandmother wrote a book a while back that she wanted.
I didn't know that after a ... you need to do a space before the next word. It's like a separate. It's not the ... isn't the gap. It's not the same as like a dash.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm very loosey-goosey with the way I write, but I always put a space after a ...
That's the thing that I've been coming to, because there's a lot of also like the grammar I use for conversations where, sometimes you need to use a comma at the end of the word, like the discussion, before it then has he said, she said, all that, because it's no longer a full sentence. But there are exceptions to that if you're doing a question mark, exclamation mark, all that, or not following it with a he said because it's a different sentence structure. The issue was I didn't know that, and so technically I wasn't doing anything wrong, but I wasn't doing anything right because I wasn't intentionally creating the sentences like that. I was just often lucky in the way that the grammar was fine, but the issue was I didn't know that I was doing it fine.
So I think that's another thing that's so intimidating about it to me is I I don't know how a lot of that works anymore. I mean, obviously I learned it growing up, but it's all left my brain, and I'm a writer, but I'm not a writer. I mean, when I wrote professionally, I had an editor that fixed all that crap for me. So
Yeah. Well, I will just say, just for your book, you will never, and this is speaking from someone that's written 2 books now, you will never learn anything as much from any course, any second attempt at like college or like community college or anything like that, or anything, as much as you will learn from just writing the book.
And that's the case with. Sorry.
So it's like that will be the only way that you actually learn it is by writing one all right book, and then you'll be able, like, that will equip you so much better. And then you can go back, because like what I've done is I wrote one all right book, that 700-page one, and now I've gone and written a really good book from the stuff that I learned from that, and now I'm going back to that first book with everything I've learned from the second one now, and I'm fixing the first one. So I'm bringing it up to snuff as well.
I was just going to bring it back full circle and say that's how I felt about photography when I dropped out of class. Was the best way to learn is just to go out and do it, honestly. I mean,
yeah,
the
definitely.
teachers can give you some knowledge, but the people who are teaching me, I don't think were even necessarily qualified to be teaching, so that's why and then I was going to say, like, even just with this video I've been working on for Bikini Bottom Inquirer, that involved me going back to this video I've been working on for literal years now, ripping it apart, redoing it, reworking huge chunks of it, and I think in the end it's going to come out better for that. But the idea of having to go and do that was very intimidating as well. So that was the thought that I lost earlier.
Yeah, it's the same killing your darlings thing of, if you're so attached to one thing, it probably isn't necessarily great for the story.
Yeah.
It's just important to you.
Right, and that's the thing, is it's like I've gotten so attached to the way I've already written it that I didn't want to change it. But ultimately, changing it, I think, will be better, so it's not a 6-hour-long video talking about this one thing. So yeah. Did you watch the SpongeBob SquarePants, The Search for SquarePants movie trailer this week?
I watched about 20 seconds of it on Facebook, and I thought, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I closed off it.
Okay.
I was like, this is insulting as a fan, as a human being, and as someone who has eyes. I feel like you should apologize for vomiting on my shoes.
I think here's the thing. I think
you should apologize for what came out of your mouth because it went on my shoes.
How long is the trailer? Hold on.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think maybe we should react to it live then.
Okay, sure. I just saw, I got as far as Squidward making the underpants joke, and I was like, I hate you for that.
You missed out on the part that really lost. There's one part at the end that really lost me, and I want to know your feelings.
We run a
about
SpongeBob podcast, and it aggravated me to such a. It's a 1 minute. I couldn't even get through 1 minute of modern SpongeBob, guys. It's fucking loud.
It didn't bother me nearly as much as it seems like it bothered you, but it did. I am a lot more wary for sure. But do you want to?
Absolutely. I'll
share.
I'll kick it up. Do you get audio through screen share?
I don't recall, but we can try it. Even if not, I mean, I know I've watched it a few times. So.
Sure. Okay. Let's bust them down.
This Christmas, something very cool is coming to theaters.
Okay, so far, 15 seconds in, I hate the screaming thing at the start. I hate it. Other than that, it's okay. I don't like the animation. I never have. I do like that it's a bit more fluid than it has looked in the past. It looks
better
more
than
fluid.
that last one. Not the two spin-offs, but like the third SpongeBob movie. I think it looks better than that.
Yeah. It looks better than that. It looks a lot better than like the Plankton movie and all those ones. Those ones look like 3D models that are running around and being like generally moved around. This does look very fluid, but that still doesn't mean I like it.
Out to go. Watch where you're going.
Sorry.
Where they've never.
I feel like that is just like straight up taking from the first SpongeBob movie right there.
Also, you're trying to sell me a movie. Could you pick a funny scene?
Yeah.
Something that's funny?
I have a lot of thoughts about it, but I want to finish the trailer before I really dive into what.
It's you and me.
Which one is which?
I'll leave that for personal interpretation. Anyway, moving on.
Gone before.
Hate it. Hate the voice acting. Hate it.
I don't know, because when we heard it was Mark Hamill, I was imagining just straight up his Joker voice as the Flying Dutchman, and I was okay with that. But that is not what that is, and I don't know if it's just that moment that they chose to showcase where he's screaming, and so it's a little bit raspier. I don't know.
I don't know either. But literally, if I didn't know the voice actor was changed, I would have heard that and been like, "That's a different person."
But I wouldn't have thought that's Mark Hamill if I didn't know it was Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's having a big resurgence, though. He's in The Long Walk, the new Stephen King movie as well. He's coming
been
back.
in a lot of stuff. Sometimes he just is kind of hidden. Like there's a lot of like, he's done a lot of Star Wars stuff even where he's just uncredited.
Oh.
Where he's like the voice of a droid or whatever, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart. Oh, my lucky brick.
He's shitting bricks.
Why is there live action in my SpongeBob movie?
There's always got to be live
Every
action.
time.
Every time.
We're going where we've never gone before. The surface.
Now that looks like it's supposed to be the Flying Dutchman. Like maybe
Yeah, I think
before
that's meant
he
to
died,
be.
because he's got the same braids.
I will say this, like the cinematography in some of these segments
Faint of heart.
is impressive. Like I like the handheld look that they're going with here.
It looks like a
I like it.
theatrical movie for sure.
It does. It looks bigger than the Netflix movies, which I like.
Oh, my lucky brick.
Dutchman's taking SpongeBob to the deep.
It's going to give me an aneurysm. If we're on the 17th SpongeBob movie and they're like, we're going where we've never gone before.
The
Dry land. The underworld. Underwear?
That's where you.
The SpongeBob
Okay, I
movie.
got a lot further into it than I gave it credit.
Okay.
Sir SquarePants.
Destiny is squeezing my buns. Do you feel it?
Nothing. But don't let me slow you down.
That's the part where it kind of it really. I didn't need to see Patrick's saggy butt. I'll be honest. That's just me. But here's the thing. Oh, you're on the C&B channel. So if I were to look back at the original SpongeBob movie and cut up a trailer and take certain moments out of context, frankly, it would probably look a lot like that at times. Because one thing that, Mr. Jephthah has been watching SpongeBob, so he watched this trailer and he was maybe interested. And the first thing him and I both said to each other was, there's a lot of butt jokes in there.
Yeah.
There's like 3 in there, plus the underwear joke. And that underwear joke is literally a joke that my uncle makes all the freaking time, where he tries to get people to. He's like, "Oh, what's that?" It's like Up Dog. He tries to be like, "Oh, what's that under there?" And have someone say underwear, and then he'll that kind of thing, like a dad joke. So part of me is like, "Oh, haha, kids find that funny," and it is a movie for kids at the end of the day. The butt stuff is a little bit weird, but at the same time, the first movie literally had Patrick flying through the air with a stick stuck between his cheeks.
That's true. maybe we're just getting snooty in our old age. Maybe we're just like SpongeBob was better back in.
That's honestly, yeah. I mean, part of it, I think that's partially it, and also it's very different than SpongeBob we grew up with.
Yeah.
I'm
wondering what's going to be. I'm just wondering what's going to be the chicken jockey kind of moment, because this is made for TikTok brained, like
the part where we
zooming
see
off the walls,
Patrick's
children.
Saggy butt. That's going to be when everyone loses their
But I'm just wondering what like the speeding around. Are they Zoomers? Zoomers? Is that the generation, or is it Gen Alpha?
I think technically
Alphas.
Theoretically, I think we are Gen Z. So
yeah, okay. Then the Generation Alpha, the chicken jockey kids. How are they? Like, what are they going to do that's going to make this so ADHD pilled that kids like that are going to be able to stomach it? That's the question.
That's the thing, is I didn't necessarily see as much of that. I mean, obviously the jokes aren't great, but like I said, if I look back, there's like when we talked about the underwear thing, there's also the part where like Mindy shows up and he's like, "Mindy, did you see my underwear? Did you want to?" And it's on this. I feel like it's a similar joke.
You say that though. I have shown the SpongeBob movie to a room full of adults who have never seen it before, and they have all laughed their heads off at every single one of these dumb jokes. Like, they're still good jokes.
Right, and I agree, and that's why I'm like trying not to be too like I hate
Put your boomer hat off.
I'm never gonna watch it, because I think there's still potential there. It could just be a bad trailer. Maybe they just picked the jokes that they thought kids would find funny, like, we see his butt like 3 times. Mom, take me to see SpongeBob Search for SquarePants. I don't know, but I'm trying to be optimistic here, mostly because I want to go see it this Christmas.
Yeah. I'll go see it as well.
Yeah,
I just really miss 2D animation.
Yeah, that's fair.
It can look so cinematic. It can look fantastic. I don't
know why they don't. I've heard rumblings that Disney might try to dip their toes back into 2D animation. I don't know if that's true.
They already did with the Looney Tunes movie. I don't think it made any money. They also didn't show it barely anywhere. So it's like,
that was
what do you
Warner
mean?
Brothers. I mean, they and also they didn't really market that.
Oh,
movie.
sorry, yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah.
They didn't really market that movie.
Oh dear, he's having a moment.
It was. I feel like Looney Tunes isn't really big with people these days.
But when I found out it was more or less a sequel to the Looney Tunes show, the modern one, I nearly lost my mind. I was like, why isn't this showing in Australia? I need to see this.
We learned that after the fact. The movie was shown here, and I didn't find out until weeks after the fact. They didn't promote that movie. I feel like if you got it, I mean, if they did a 2D SpongeBob movie and promoted it, people would go see it.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing too.
It's not like they have a team of 2D animators or anything that make SpongeBob.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every fucking day.
Obviously, they're trying to make it as cheap as possible and get as much profit as possible. But I mean, movies are not doing so hot these days. Like, I mean, even post-COVID, they're still struggling, for sure. I think.
But then stuff like Lilo and Stitch still do like amazing. The new Superman's doing really good, but then Marvel's still like kicking the bucket. And the new Jurassic Park, it's apparently like the worst one yet. Has made so much money.
I don't know what it is about Jurassic World. I I've never liked the Jurassic movies personally. I mean, I've seen the first one and it was all right, but like I remember watching Jurassic World with Chris Pratt and thinking I couldn't be less interested in this movie. I wish my family had not rented this.
I feel every movie with Chris Pratt has that vibe for me a little bit. I'm just like,
at the time,
I could have done without this.
I still like him. At the time, I was more of a fan, but it was really the first one to me that felt very generic. And I feel like that movie contributed to the idea of him just being in every generic action role or whatever. But I don't know. I'm also in that movie, so I'm allowed to say it.
Were you one of the dinosaurs?
Sure. No, the little boy, Ty Simpkins. I don't know what his character name is, but there's a Ty Simpkins in that movie. The actor. He's also in Iron Man 3, so I'm also in Iron Man 3.
Oh, the little boy. Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. Dude, I love Iron Man 3. That's my favorite.
Hot
that is probably
over here.
It's probably my favorite Marvel movie.
That's a hot take right there.
Speaking
of Marvel,
Iron Man 3.
We talked about Fantastic Four. I mean, we talked about Marvel struggling. I'm really interested to see how Fantastic Four does, because I feel like that will be a real. Because Thunderbolts was a great movie, did horribly. They've been pushing Fantastic Four hard in marketing, and I'll be interested to see if people actually go to see it. I went and saw Superman. It's good. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm not a Superman fan, but that movie honestly made me a Superman fan. So,
me and Janae were going to go see it, and then all the reviews started coming out, and we were like, here in Australia, it's like, for an adult, especially just the theater that's near us, it's $20 an adult, so it's like $40 to see a movie once. And it's like, if it's not Oppenheimer or something that's like big.
If you're not a huge fan of the character, I mean, I'm not that I'm a huge fan of the. I would say it's worth going to see personally. I mean, the reviews. I feel like a lot of the people who are saying things about it are kind of missing the point. It's hard to get into that without getting into spoilers, but a lot of it is like, a lot of the people are saying, oh, this movie's bad because he's a wuss. He gets beaten up a lot. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, that kind of thing. I think that kind of misses the point.
1 second.
Yep. Shoot. I didn't have a funny bit planned. Shoot. Alright, guys. Welcome back to my Power Wash Simulator Let's Play. Today, we're playing Power Wash Simulator. We got Batman Arkham Shadow. It's a good game, you guys. If you want to play a good VR game, get an Oculus Quest or a Meta Quest 3 and get Batman Arkham Shadow. Best VR game. Assassin's Creed Nexus is pretty good as well, if I'm being honest. I have so many VR games. Iron Man VR. It's alright. It's more of a flight shooty simulator game. Not my favorite. Vader Immortal now, on the other hand. That game. Ugh. Top tier. Is that the dog screaming? Or is that his wife? He's beating his wife in the next room. Nope. Burp, 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 burp. Burp. What are those sounds? Here's the thing, guys. I think Chester hates me. But
so anyway, Superman.
Yeah, okay. So, Superman. Good movie.
Good movie. Well, my main interest with it was really how similar it would be, because like my favorite of Superman and like my mental image of Superman has always been the 1941 cartoon of Superman. See the one where like that's the one where he's like stopping a train and there are robots stealing jewelry from the local like jewelry store, and so he's going after them. Like that's the era of Superman that I really like. And that's what I was kind of interested with this one. I was like, they're going with a very different tone, which for some reason no one seemed to like. But
well, like I said, I think that's not what I think part of the problem is some people felt lost because he was taking so much from like comics and like little obscure things, characters like Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific. Like, if you don't know comics, you might feel a little bit lost going into it. Because it doesn't hold your hand. It just kind of, there's an opening thing that explains like, this is what's been happening and let's go. And like immediately opens with that scene of him getting bodied in the snow or whatever that they released forever ago. But I would say you just have to watch it and judge for yourself. Personally, I felt like it really captured the idea of Superman more so, very much more so than Snyder's did.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Anyways, SpongeBob. I don't remember how he even got off. We were talking about like performance of movies. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how well this does. I think they need to really push it in marketing. I think they are. It seems like they're releasing a tie-in video game in the works. So
That's true. Yeah.
I'm curious. And what we were saying before is I don't know how to feel about how it will actually turn out, but I like the concept with them actually like using the Flying Dutchman, even though it's not the same actor.
Nicktoons Dice of Destiny.
Yeah, that's what we were going to talk about.
We've messaged a little bit about this, and I think the consensus we've come to is every new bit of information they release about this game, the less we care.
Yeah.
They have fumbled this bag so impossibly. Let's go over some of these characters that they've announced.
Yeah, so when we first talked about it after the Game Awards that one night, we kind of guessed at who those people were or whatever, and I think we went in, you specifically, I kind of went into it thinking this too, but you specifically had fixated on this idea that they are...
It was a classic Nicktoons game in my mind.
That, and like you were thinking, oh, these characters are like... It's like a joke of how they're like picturing themselves or whatever, and so like
it's like the opposite of what they actually are.
Yeah,
so we
like
can
that was
kind of infer
what,
that then.
That was what you thought it was going to be, which I mean, sure, why not? But clearly that was not the case.
That was the joke. That was the joke that they presented. So
right, but upon further inspection, commenters kind of pointed out who these people were to me specifically. And I didn't necessarily want to believe them at first, but as time went on, it became more and more clear. Sandy was one of the characters, the big buff one that I said could be like Chucky or something. Because we totally missed that it had a squirrel tail. I don't know how we missed that, but and her helmet kind of looked like an acorn.
Yeah.
And then that girl. There wasn't really much to go on off of the girl character, but it was exactly who everyone predicted it would be, which was what's her name from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which feels like a weird pick. Like, why not do Aang or Korra? Why Katara?
Katara's
okay.
So
Maybe that's why. I've never thought of her as. I didn't grow up with it. I remember when Last Airbender came out.
Yeah,
and
I didn't grow up with it either.
It looked vaguely interesting because I think there was like a trailer for it on a game I played. I don't remember which game, and I was like, it kind of looks interesting. I don't really care. Then there was Timmy, obviously, and they've been doing character reveals on Twitter, and they've been sending these reveals to various gaming news outlets. So each news outlet gets their own reveal. IGN revealed one, GameSpot revealed one. Kotaku, I don't know who all, but like that's how they've been doing this. So I don't know who they're gonna send the next one to.
Us.
I wish. The views there, man.
Yeah.
The one on the far right that we thought maybe was Danny or Zim. It was a Ninja Turtle. It was Leonardo, and someone pointed out to me that it was a Ninja Turtle. They didn't really explain why, but I kind of looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, he has the 3 fingers. He kind of has the padding that Leonardo has.
What the hell does this character look like though in the little like picture? What's this helmet he's wearing?
I don't know. I've thought that was weird too, because it's like weirdly flat. I don't know why it's so flat.
He's wearing a Galactus helmet.
That's what it looks like. So overall, it's been very underwhelming, these reveals, because first of all, everyone already figured them out a long time ago.
They're also very chibi. I'm not a big fan of the chibi style. I
figured they'd be cartoony, but not quite, maybe to that degree. I don't know.
Like, SpongeBob and Timmy look fine. Why does Sandy look like that? Why does Katara look like that? Yeah. It's sad. It's sad to see. There's still, what, 3 more characters to announce?
Well, that was the thing, is they said 4 more characters. And I was thinking this was going to be a much more expansive thing. So that's kind of what really has bummed me out, is, oh, there's only 4 more people. And I have no idea. Like, who... That leaves very little room, and we see outlines. I don't know if you have the picture pulled up. We have silhouettes of who they are. I can't... They're a lot fuzzier than the ones we had in the first place, so it's really kind of impossible to say looking at these.
Yep.
I will say none of them look like
Jimmy Neutron.
anything that we would have wanted, like Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom.
Yeah. It's tricky because these are all, I'll be entirely honest, so far these are very B grade. Other than Timmy, even though I hate Timmy Turner, these are very B grade characters so far.
And to me and you, Ninja Turtles has been Nickelodeon for over a decade now. But to me and you, that's not Nickelodeon. That's not Nickelodeon.
That's not Nickelodeon. That's its own thing. It's like if Garfield showed up and it's like, oh, look, it's one of the Nicktoons.
For all we know, he's in this. We don't even know because he was in the All-Stars ball game.
He could be now. It was a joke. See, that would actually have been funny, though, if the big barbarian was Garfield and not Sandy.
The one on the far left, the silhouette, their head is shaped weird. I'm trying to understand what I'm looking at here. Nobody looks like Hey Arnold, that's for sure.
No. And what's the tiny little one? Is that going to be Gary or something? Or Plankton?
That's what I thought, is it kind of looks Gary-ish. I don't know. I'm assuming they'll do more characters as DLC, but I mean, to be honest, if this game doesn't sell well, who knows? But
also, just real quickly, so on the PS2 game box, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 blurred out question marks.
Well, first of all, you're confused because that is not PS2. Second of all,
PS5.
Yeah. I think part of that is the question marks are not indicative of, oh, this is a character. They just put question marks all over the silhouettes, which was a little bit confusing for sure, like you said. So yeah, we've been talking about it. Doesn't nearly seem like the return to form that we were hoping it to be. I'm wondering, like, what even ties all this together? Is there a story, or is this? I think it will be.
I think it will be a Timmy Turner kind of like D&D game. I think it'll be like a let's play D&D, and he makes a wish, and all of his friends are there, type of thing.
That's the hope. Yeah, I mean, I can't glean anything from these silhouettes. I wonder if we looked up.
I feel like everyone at some stage in their life has a game mill experience.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Which is where something that they're excited for comes out, and they're like, oh, oh, it's game mill.
Yeah.
And sometimes
I've
it's
had more
alright.
than one.
Sometimes it's like the racing games. It's like, this is a purely fine racing game. Or the fighting games, it's like, this is a purely fine fighting game. Other times, it's a game mill game. And I'm feeling like this is one of those game mill experiences.
Yep, that's what it feels like. It feels like a Flash game, honestly. I don't know if it's just the way that they're drawn, because the gameplay itself doesn't necessarily look like a Flash game, but...
Feels like I should be slapping the shit out of Patrick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and especially because it's Nicktoons. I mean, we've talked about it before, Paramount, they're gonna go with the cheapest option. Game mill is one of the cheapest options you can find in game development. So, and then I mentioned a couple weeks ago, either last week or the week before, they're also doing a Goosebumps game again for the first time in several years. So they're
I will say the game's online co-op, like it says shared co-op, so I reckon that.
Oh, we're gonna
much of
play
it will
it.
at least be fun. Yeah, we'll play it.
We're gonna stream it, and hopefully it won't be a disaster this time.
Just one of us will stream it. I won't try and play it through someone else's PC. Oh dear.
Well, if it's online co-op, we should just be able to play it. That you can stream it from
normally.
yours, and
Yeah. Have you seen the character sheet things that they've been releasing? They look very D&D-esque on the Instagram.
I'm on their Twitter, and I think they've been dropping those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
skills and
that's-
abilities: hammer swing, avalanche strike, rodeo lasso, Texas, big acorn, hurricane attack, hibernation
Obviously,
mode.
D&D is like the inspiration here, but I'm still like I'm kind of a little bit concerned that it's just going to be a mobile game and not really have any real context and just be a combat game with like no context that you're just thrown in. These are the characters you can choose from. Play the game. That's my fear. If it has any actual story, then great. I'll still probably pick it up either way, but
Did he really have to do Jimmy like that for this thumbnail? Really? He got that Sigma face.
How do you feel about that, man? Do you know that YouTuber guy?
I have no idea who he is.
I'm vaguely familiar. I think probably because of Turkey Tom.
Is he a sex offender?
No.
No? Okay. So it's
he's a
not
little-
bad that I've showcased him on the channel.
No, he's a little cringe, I would say, but
Oh, it's even worse.
that's just my personal opinion. I don't cancel me, guys. I don't know, but
Let me find out what his name is. Hold on.
I think he did a lot of iCarly stuff.
Oh, why is a grown man doing? Wait, that's just Game Mill Entertainment. What the fuck? That video just takes me to the Game Mill channel. If I click on that video.
That's weird. Does he work
Interesting,
with
interesting.
Game Mill?
Anyway,
I can't think of his name though. That's the problem. Yeah.
It looks like every YouTuber nowadays.
You, me. It's like you,
Yeah,
me
me.
combined with 3 other people.
Wait, he's got a Garfield sweater on.
Yeah, that's one thing that I know he does is Garfield stuff. The reason I think Tom talked about him was I think this was a person where he had an editor who fell in love with him, and there was this whole thing where she was going crazy trying to cancel him even though he didn't do anything because he declined to date her, and it was a whole mess, and I think that's why I know about him. But
Oh, okay. So he might not be the problem.
not in that instance, no. I mean, he's probably had some hot takes, but other than that, I don't think he's done
Oh
anything.
God, not the hot takes. He likes Globs of Doom. No. Globs of Doom is my favorite of the Nicktoons series, so I can relate with him with that. I should stop talking about him. He might be a sex offender. I don't know. I don't want. I shouldn't say that I relate to him. I don't know anything about this guy. I also don't know if he is. I'm just saying he's wearing a Garfield sweater.
You
Freaks me
can't
out.
throw accusations around Chester.
Yes, I can. I'm in Australia. I'm safe here.
Not from the court of public opinion.
That's very true. That's why I'm editing out half of the hot takes
exactly.
I've had this episode.
That's fair.
I'm releasing a book. I can't get cancelled right now. I can't. Is that? I think that's all of the news. We talk about this all the time. Can they just shut the hell up with some of this news? We've got a podcast to run, and they keep getting in the way of it.
Well, I'd like some news that I'm like really hyped up for, and not just kind of indifferent on.
What news though could come out that we would be like,
Holy frick!
holy frick, a movie game rehydrated? I would
gonna
lose
say-
my mind for that.
A movie game remake, or my true holy frick, my head would explode, is if they actually redid Revenge of the Flying Dutchman.
I would be more shocked and like more excited for that than probably a movie game remake.
It would be more shocking than anything else, but yeah.
Because that's one of the things. That's one of the things I don't understand. Is why do we only remake games that were already great? Why don't we remake games that could be improved and be like, oh, now this has achieved everything it ever could have possibly been.
Yeah, it's almost like that should be the whole purpose of a remake in the first place.
So, but yeah, no, that I would definitely react that way to that. I think I would react that way to a new like Chip and Neutron announcement as well. But even then, I'd be like, it's not the same. It's not right. Jimmy's hair lick goes to the left now rather than to the right. Do these guys even know what they're doing?
Carl says, croissant weird now.
Carl says, what the Sigma? I don't like that.